What they found changed everything science thought it knew. Hidden in plain sight, the most disturbing fact about intelligence is not taught in school but could revolutionize how we understand and enhance our minds. This truth challenges every assumption you've ever had, so get ready for a mind-blowing discovery that will change your perspective forever. The most disturbing fact about intelligence: the mental model nobody taught you has been hiding in plain sight. But here is where things get strange. People often assume intelligence means logical reasoning and problem-solving skills, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. But here is where things get strange. The real essence lies not in solving complex problems or excelling academically, but rather in your ability to adapt and thrive amidst uncertainty. But here is where things get strange. Think about it: if intelligence were purely about logic, why do geniuses sometimes struggle with everyday tasks? But here is where things get strange. The key lies in emotional resilience: how well you handle stress, setbacks, and unpredictable situations. But here is where things get strange. Consider Thomas Edison's famous quote, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His persistence through failure shows true intelligence. But here is where things get strange. Imagine a person who excels in every test but crumbles under pressure versus someone with average scores yet remains calm and effective no matter. Before we move forward, growth begins the moment we choose to think differently. Welcome to Cognitive Ladder. What? The second individual truly embodies the final truth of intelligence. But here is where things get strange. This revelation changes everything. The human mind is a complex labyrinth. We think we understand it: memories, emotions, decisions, but the real story was buried much deeper. Intelligence isn't just about IQ tests, it's how you navigate life's challenges. But the real story was buried much deeper. We often measure intelligence with exams and numbers, but that overlooks something crucial: adaptability. It's not just what you know, it's how quickly you can learn from new experiences. But the real story was buried much deeper. Emotional resilience plays a key role too: how well you handle stress and setbacks. Yet, beneath these surface traits lies another hidden aspect of intelligence. But the real story was buried much deeper. It's about your ability to set meaningful goals and pursue them relentlessly. Determination isn't just willpower, it's understanding what truly matters in life. But the real story was buried much deeper. Even more disturbing is how deeply intertwined these qualities are with our values and beliefs, shaping every decision we make. But first, something even more disturbing. And this is where everything falls apart. You've been told intelligence comes from genes and how your brain develops. But imagine a single frame freeze, a moment of clarity, held for 2 seconds. In that brief pause, something shifts. The shocking truth emerges: intelligence isn't just about the mind, it's also deeply connected to your body. Your physical health, how well you eat, exercise, sleep all play crucial roles in shaping how smart you are. At first glance, this may seem, but as we peel back another layer, something disturbingly clear comes into focus: your brain and body work together seamlessly. And the mind-body connection isn't just a nice-to-know fact, it's critical for peak performance. Poor nutrition can cloud your thinking. Lack of exercise leaves you sluggish. Insufficient sleep robs you of clarity. At the beginning, something felt wrong. Now you understand what it was: your intelligence wasn't solely mental, it included every part of who you are. The most disturbing fact about intelligence: the mental model nobody taught you, the final truth, has been hidden in plain sight. But the real story was buried much deeper. It's not just about IQ tests and brainpower, it's about how we think, perceive, and make decisions. We all know that intelligence isn't merely a static trait but something fluid, adaptable. Yet, most of us have missed its true essence entirely. But the real story was buried much deeper. It lies in our ability to change ourselves, our capacity for growth and transformation. Intelligence is not just about what we already know, It's about how quickly and effectively we can learn new things. But the real story was buried. Subscribe now, the next part drops very soon. Much deeper. Our minds we carry within us untapped potential that has yet to be unleashed. But the real story was buried much deeper. The key is not just understanding but applying this knowledge in our daily lives, making smarter choices, and building a more resilient mind. Hold that thought. What follows rewrites everything. And then something impossible happened. Intelligence was never just about the brain. And then we realized it's also in our gut, the digestive system, affecting decision-making, aching surprisingly. And then came the discovery of mirror neurons, showing us how empathy is wired into every interaction. And then something incredible: research revealed that emotions are not separate from logic but deeply intertwined at a molecular level. And then an unexpected twist: intelligence emerges from the body's communication network, a vast web connecting all parts in constant dialogue. And then we found out that even our cells have their own form of intelligence, responding to environmental cues and making decisions on a microscopic scale. And then something mind-blowing: the realization dawned that every choice, big or small, is influenced by this intricate system of signals from the body to brain and back again. And then we understood that true intelligence isn't just about facts but integrating all these layers seamlessly. The answer comes in a moment, and it is not what you expect. Intelligence lies everywhere around us, hidden yet vital, guiding our every move with silent wisdom. But the real question still remains unanswered. Subscribe before part 6 drops. What comes next is even bigger. The next episode goes even deeper. Subscribe so you don't miss it.